Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Bullony Basketball. Here today with my special guy, Pryce. How you doing, my man?
Damn, man, I'm doing good, doing good. What about you?
Doing really good. The last time you were on my show or on my channel with anything, you were walking away with a trophy,
Uh,
with the dub.
King.
We'll still have to see if you can, of course, redeem, kind of defend your title per se. But today,
hold down the phone, yeah.
hold down the throne indeed. But today we got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about, and we do have a mini game at the end, so it should be fun. But the first thing we'll talk about is this in-season tournament. It's officially over. Ended a few days ago, but I haven't covered it yet. And the winner was the Los Angeles Lakers,
Yeah.
your team too. Kind of just tell me, I guess, like, what did you think about the Lakers winning the first ever in-season tournament, and um, like what your thoughts were on the whole tournament, like as a whole.
Well, I think just like everybody at the beginning, like I wasn't really like a fan of it. Like I didn't. It's not that I wasn't a fan. I just didn't really take the time and read the rules. But then Steph Curry was like, "It's not that hard to understand if you really take your time and look at it." So I looked at it and I was like, I liked it. I liked it, especially when they got closer to the end, and I was seeing all the players play till the buzzer, and like how like it was really interesting. Like they were really playing hard. It really felt like playoff games. So that was cool. And I really wanted like KD to win. I'm not gonna lie to you, because like I'm a KD fan, so I wanted KD to win for real. And I mean, it was cool. And the Lakers winning, like it feels right. The Lakers winning that feels right, honestly. And I'm not. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm not trying to be biased, but it felt right. Like the Lakers winning it, the Lakers, or like the Warriors, or the Celtics. I feel like those are the three teams that just should win. But you know, how you feel about it?
Yeah. I mean, I think overall, I think it's good that, first of all, and I've said this a few times, it's good that they're experimenting with new things in the league, because you always want to see, like, they kind of did like the captain thing for the All-Star game, and then obviously the play-in, and now this. So it's like it's good to see they're thinking of new ideas, and then like there's even like expansion rumors about like other places down the line. But at least my thoughts on it, it was cool to an extent. I feel like I don't know if I like had the same reaction, I guess, as other people, just because it was kind of like it's just regular season games. Now the last one didn't really go toward anything. So I guess like the championship, like maybe there's a little bit extra there, but I don't know if it compares. I've seen a lot of people comparing it to like an actual championship or like winning a league MVP or something, like those things. Like I don't think it's on that par. Um,
Yeah.
what were you gonna say? Sorry.
Oh my fault. I was just gonna say like, what about them saying the guaranteed playoff spot?
I disagree with that too,
No.
because yeah, no, because it's only like, let's say you guarantee a playoff spot in December,
Mhm.
especially if you're a team. Okay, here I'll put it like this: a team like the Miami Heat, right? Their star player Jimmy Butler. How often does he rest big games throughout the regular season? A lot. He doesn't care about the regular season, but if they clinch the playoff spot in December,
He
he
really
would
not playing.
he would be taking as much rest as he could. Now he wouldn't rest every game, but it's only going to incentivize people to sit out, and I think that's kind of what the whole 65 game benchmark thing was meant to like prevent. You know what I mean? So
So you don't think like because the 65 game benchmark is still there, right?
mm,
So I feel like they're still gonna play to reach that threshold, like the 65 game minimum, but still have like I feel like it shouldn't be just a spot. I feel like it should be like I don't know, like maybe you go up one seed or something, or like I don't know.
I
I don't
think
know. I really don't know, but maybe a guaranteed play-in spot at least.
you know what I've been saying, at least for this. I feel like the in-season tournament, because it's early December and like November, like none of these teams are fully established like that. Like anybody could beat anybody on any given night, right? as the season goes on, like I mean, you're starting to see teams like the Pistons and the Spurs, and the Wizards. They're looking horrible now, right? But a month ago, maybe people would have been like, they could catch them off guard like one day or something like that. So
Mhm.
I think at least for that, however you do, like the better you do in the in-season tournament, that should be, you take those teams that missed the playoffs, and that would be how they organize the draft lottery at the end of the year, like the odds, not the actual picks, but like the team with the best odds would be, like let's say the Pistons did great in the in-season tournament, better than any team that missed the playoffs. They would have the number one odds for the number one pick, and then let's say a team like
Oh,
a team that's like the 11 seed, like the Bulls or something like that, if they did really good too, but maybe a little bit worse than the Pistons based on the tiebreakers and stuff, then they would have the second best odds, but it's not
yeah.
like a guarantee at that spot. I feel like they should do something like that because then, like, you know, especially for teams that might be like in a rebuild situation, like take my Bulls as an example. We're kind of like in the weird spot where it's like we're probably about to rebuild, but we haven't officially done it yet. But if we would really want to make the playoffs because if we were good in the in-season tournament, then we would get a high pick. That's probably only going to mean like guys like DeRozan and Vucevic, they're shipped out of here, and who knows if you're going to be on a good situation still. You know what I mean?
Aren't the isn't the Bulls record 9-13?
We're
Or is it
9. I think we're 9-15 after the
9?
loss the other day
Okay.
or something like that.
So like I know we're not really talking about the Bulls, but like how about DeRozan? Like the trade?
Mm.
Is it like do you think that they're gonna like I know you said they're in a weird space. Like it seems like it's kind of like a guarantee that a trade is gonna happen. So like do you think if they trade DeRozan it's a guaranteed rebuild or Levine is a guaranteed rebuild? Like do you think they're gonna blow it all up or what?
Honestly, I feel like if they trade Levine, it's not a guaranteed rebuild just because
Mhm.
we still seem like we're trying to win even if we're not good like without him over the last couple games. And it seems like they still, for some reason, our front office still wants to go all in, which makes no sense. But I feel like if you got rid of DeRozan and Levine, I think DeRozan is going to leave this summer anyways, and then Levine, if you traded him, and it's like you just have Vucevic and like Kobe White and all these young guys that would get more of a chance. I feel like at that point, it's like, well, you might as well rebuild. You know,
What about Bull? Lonzo? Like
I don't, I don't even know when he's coming
you're
back
not
or
gonna,
how he'll look.
you're not gonna put him in the equation? No.
I mean, he can come back next year, and we could like kind of try him out, kind of like shoot, or kind of like how the Magic have done with like Jonathan Isaac after he missed all that time, and like he's still
Oh, yeah.
kind of there, like,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if he will have as big of an impact. I don't know if he'll even be the same player, like, because usually when you're out that long, it takes a toll on you.
Yeah, I got you.
But um, but yeah, I mean, if you want though, we could move on to the next topic and talk about another Eastern Conference team that's kind of been in some trade rumors. I did kind of talk about them a little bit, and that is the Miami Heat, but
Mm-hmm.
they're interested in maybe some players that the Raptors have to offer, and that being Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby. And if you're thinking about like this Heat team, it seems like they're one of the older teams in the league. It just seems like their window is only closing more and more. And right now, I think they're like the eighth seed in the East, which is where they were last year. But like, they're just kind of like a middle of the pack team, and they would have to have another like miraculous run to the finals at this point, like if the season ended today, to get to where they were even last year. So like, do you think they should make a move for either of these two guys, Siakam or OG Anunoby, or like someone else maybe?
I feel like if you're gonna make a move for them, you should make a move for them just to get another guy. You know, like I don't think those are two guys that like you can really use to get that ring, to get that chip you want.
Mm.
Like if you like, maybe you can get them, and that can be like a third option. But I feel like I don't want to say Jimmy can't be the number one person on the team. Like he can lead the team. I just feel like they're like two players away. or one superstar away from getting over that hump. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I mean, I will say it just because I've said it before. I don't think Jimmy Butler can be a number one on a championship team.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's like you just look at like the mix of players. It's like, well, Tyler Hero's injured again, and he was actually playing well to start the year. But it's like if you already saw, see, this is why I'm really surprised with the Heat because you already saw that you could get to the finals in his absence last year, and he's
Mhm.
injured again. Um, especially after he was playing really well. If he comes back and he's still playing well, might seem crazy, but I would probably try to trade him because you might get better value than now than what you might get in the playoffs if it's like all Jimmy and Bam and like what I mean. And if you get another player alongside them that could kind of fit the mold of like Miami Heat basketball, I still think they need a better point guard. Kyle Lowry is great. Like, could very well be a Hall of Famer one day. He might get in there one day, but he's might be the worst starting point guard in the NBA right now. Like, he's just not that. So, uh,
No, 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 no. Don't forget about Killian Hayes, bro.
well, do we count Killian Hayes or we count Cade as the point? Because they both start, but like if we're
All
counting Killian Hayes, I'll give Lowry a little bit more respect, but
right, thank you. 'Cause Killian Hayes is trash, bro. I'm
he is
tired of watching.
trash.
Tired of watching it, bro.
But yeah,
But
so
I'm saying he could beat me. He could beat me. I'm not gonna. You know what I'm saying people in the comments like to say he's an NBA player. He's not trash. He's trash for NBA standards. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I gotta clarify that. I know he's better than me. I know I'm not in the league. I'm just saying Killian Hayes is trash for NBA standards, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I think he might have his work cut out for him going against you. But no, I don't know. I think with the Heat, I mean, realistically, I agree with you. I don't think either of these guys is going to move the needle for them to be better than Boston, better than Milwaukee, better than even Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like I feel like they need a whole roster overhaul. I think when I had my friend Gabe on the show, he kind of summed it up really well because he said, I think the Heat they found ways to be successful like and reach their potential. Like getting to the finals was kind of like their potential, but I don't think that they can do any more than that.
Mhm.
But yeah, if you want, we can move on to the next topic. Maybe one of the main topics today, and that is Draymond Green. Again, happened again. He just had a 5-game suspension for basically choking out Gobert. Now he followed up his WWE audition with another one to Yusuf Nurkic's face. Um, you know, do you think like has Draymond crossed the line and like what does the NBA need to do with Draymond?
Honestly, I think he's a troll. Honestly, like I don't know how else I can describe that, bro. Because I used to really try to defend Draymond. Like, yeah, like I don't know, like what they can do. Honestly, like he's not serious. He's not serious. Cause like I've been trying to defend him. Like when he poked
Mm,
LeBron in the eye, I was like, it's an accident. He was going for the ball, okay. But like, how do you like? He literally just turned around and like punched him, bro. Like he felt him behind him. Like what else are you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else could you have possibly been doing? Like, in what instance are you turning? What instance in basketball is that a movement? That's just bad. And then he choked him, and then like the kicking, stepping on bro chest 2 times. Like it's getting ridiculous. It's really getting ridiculous. Like and it's not even like he stepped on Sabonis's chest. He really stomped for real. You know what I'm saying? So
that
like that, but him just Nurkic, and then Nurkic's response was hilarious. Like he's him saying that brother needs some help. Like, yeah,
that was crazy.
yeah,
Um, yeah, people forget that too because he did kind of stomp on Sabonis twice. Like they showed the one clip, but they don't remember like that it really happened twice, kind of in that series. But I don't know. I think like at least for Draymond, like had he crossed a line, I mean he's definitely crossed a fine line. Like the last suspension was 5 games. Like my thing is too, and I put a short out about this earlier today. like I get it. I know like it's a different situation with like the Ja Morant thing because like the perception of like having a gun, like it looks bad for the league and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, he was just showing that he had a gun. Meanwhile, Draymond, he's punched and kicked and choked and stomped on people for 8+ years. So like when does it come to a point where like I feel like the suspensions, if Ja is getting suspended 25 games for like the second incident or something, where he really was just showing it off, even though it's a bad look, I get it. If Draymond's done this maybe 2 dozen times, countless, like he's a repeat offender, basically, is what people are saying. Like, when does when do we get like the 20, 25 game suspension out of Draymond so that he can learn from his actions, which is kind of what the whole point was for Ja by Adam Silver, you know?
Yeah. Also with Ja, I feel like they're blowing it up even more because of the fact that they're making it so known. You know,
Mm,
like they're making it really known that like them suspending him really branched out who knew that happened. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, of course it was known. Of course it was well known by the NBA, by the fans. But like them suspending him for that amount, that definitely hit news with other people, like specifically older people that don't have social media for real, but they like watch the games of basketball. So it's like stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like him showing a gun, like him showing a gun, he didn't shoot it, he didn't cock it back, he didn't have his finger on the trigger, he wasn't even pointing at the camera, he was just waving it for real. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
So,
That versus literally like hurting players. Like you're literally like bro. Nurkic is like 7 foot, probably about 260, 270, something like
yeah.
that. Okay. You're literally you punch them to the ground. And the European players, like I'm not gonna say they don't flop because I've seen them flop, but like they're more tough skinned, I wanna say, than like they're not just gonna like off a real hit. I don't think they're gonna fall like that and cover their face for real. I know like people can find clips of it happening, but like honestly, I don't. I feel like that really because it's Draymond. I'm not gonna. Let's not sit here and act like Draymond's weak. He turned around, swung his arm back, and really hit him in the face. So that's really crazy. Like crazy. Do you think he should get suspended?
I definitely think he will get suspended. I think a lot of people are saying at least 8 games. I feel like it's got to be at least 10 at this point because it's like you've already gotten ejected 3 times this season. I think Rasheed Wallace is the only one who's done that more in a single season than
Yeah. I just.
Draymond.
I think Draymond has 18 ejections and she has
He is the
25.
second most ever.
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's just bad. I think they need to do something. Do they need to suspend him for the season? Like some people are saying, no, they don't need to do that. But I just think like at least with the again like with the jaw thing, it's like part of that too is like it's a bad look for the NBA is what people are saying, but it's like he's doing something that would look bad if you're the average person, but if you're marketing to NBA fans as a whole who are watching the games and they see like someone who keeps like fighting essentially on the court, like that's gonna be a bad look too. Maybe a worse
Yeah.
look. So
Yeah. And then when you think about it, like a lot of the people that I've heard like talk about the John Morant thing,
mm,
I haven't really heard anyone say like. Of course, I've seen a couple comments agreeing with the NBA's decision, but the majority they don't think it's that big of a deal. You know,
yeah,
like they really don't think it's that big of a deal. So and then especially with what John Morant does, like once you see John Morant come down the lane and just bring it back and yam on somebody, you're not even thinking about that gun situation anymore. You feel me? Like, oh, I feel like it's that, and then Draymond, like you said, a WWE real life version, like no acting.
yeah, it's
So
it's just bad. Hopefully something happens though. I mean, you can't just, especially after the 5 game suspension for choking Gobert, you can't like just not do anything here. Especially because I would argue the one on Nurkic was probably the worst one he's ever done. You know, like that might have been the worst thing he's done, and that's a high standard, or I guess a really low standard.
yeah,
But yeah, if you want though, we can move on. We could talk about this next topic, which the last couple weeks, I know they started off super slow, But last couple weeks, maybe 2 or so weeks, the Clippers, they're on like a 5 game winning streak or so. And, Kawhi has looked like the Kawhi we all know and love. Paul George, he's kind of been a little bit slow the last couple games, but he started off the year pretty hot for the most part. And then, James Harden's trying to kind of get back into his mold as like a kind of like the true point guard, the more distributing type, like that he was with Brooklyn. And then you got
Yeah.
Westbrook kind of being that guy off the bench. So like, what do you think of this Clippers team, and have they finally figured it out?
I'm not gonna say they figured it out,
Fair.
but I will say that this is more of a fit than like it's looking way better than it was when they started. You know, like it's way better than it was. Of course, I thought it would come more naturally than that. Like then it had to like it took longer than I thought. I thought it would take what? I thought it would take 2 games. Honestly, because Harden already played with Russ. Harden played with somebody like uh, Paul George before. I know I'm not saying that Paul George is the same caliber player as Kevin Durant, but I'm saying with the shot taking or Kyrie with the shot taking, like he's played with other players that take a lot of shots, or that get their shots. And so I thought it would be more of a but most of it was like the bad plays, like him throwing it to the stands. Like some of that's not chemistry. That's just bad basketball. You know, like you don't need to throw it at the announcer. Like when the announcer is saying, "It's coming to me," you know. So there's
Yeah.
stuff like that, but I feel like no, like they're definitely they're doing way better, like way better. Do I think that they're gonna win a championship? No, I feel like they're a good second round team.
Yeah.
They can get to the conference. I don't see them getting to the finals unless Kawhi tees up, unless all of them just turn up at the same time.
Yeah. I
Um,
think I think for me, like just from watching this team, like they're only going to go as far as they go because of the way that they run through Kawhi, and you've seen
yeah,
that over the last like couple weeks because Kawhi has been getting the most opportunities. He's been able to play his game, and it's translated to wins. There's a reason why this guy for the longest time had like the highest win percentage by any player ever. It's not
yeah,
just the Spurs, but also he was doing it with the Clippers as the primary option, the Raptors that season. So like I just think they gotta run through him as the number one, and I think everything else will like flow easier. At least for Harden, I think he gets a lot of opportunities as like catch and shoot 3 pointers rather than kind of playing more so dribble ISO. So I think like if he can do that, take advantage of those scoring opportunities. You got Westbrook, who I think can. He's kind of played more like a short corner type of guy lately, which
yeah,
is that's really helped them out, especially when people cut to the basket. And then when Kawhi's not in, if Paul George can be that guy to take over. And really, you got two options like that when you start and finish the game. I think they have a chance. I don't know if they're better than Denver. I think that's obviously who everyone's going to compare them to because they're the defending champions. But I think they could get to the conference finals if they're playing well. I think it's possible.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you want or were you going to say anything there or no?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like Paul George, he can definitely come in and make something happen. But the catch and shoot thing with Harden, I don't think that's really his game. Because
Yeah.
he's the system. So I don't think that's really his game, the catch and shoot. I feel like Harden on fire is crazy, but when was the last time we've seen Harden on that kind of fire? That like he did have 45 against Philly. I mean with Philly against Boston, right?
Mm.
They were playing Boston in that series, weren't they?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, last year. So that was pretty good. But I don't think he ever caught fire in a real in a game with Brooklyn. He didn't play that many games with Brooklyn, but I feel like it's been a couple years since we've seen Harden really take over. And I think with this Clippers team, he easily can. And if Paul George hitting his shots, Paul George hitting his shots, Kawhi making his shots, and Harden making his shots, I feel like that's going to open it up for Russell Westbrook to drive to the rim because you're not going to be able to help off your man. If Russ is coming down the lane, you can't help because are you going to leave them open? That's not smart. That's a knockdown shot. So I feel like if the team works as good as it sounds, then they can win a championship and they can go far. But in reality, based off what we've seen, based off how we've seen these players in the playoffs, and say how tight the butthole gets when the lights get bright. What I'm saying, I don't know.
Yeah, I think if they do win a championship, though, I don't know. We're gonna have to start having more conversations about Kawhi because Paul George, always labeled as a perennial loser, a choker, pandemic P, whatever. And then you got Harden. He can never win on his own, and Westbrook can never win on his own. If Kawhi manages to lead this team to the top, we gotta have some conversations.
I want to see Paul George have a bad game because I want to see. I want to see those. Where's Paul though? I want to see that.
I'm sure you're gonna see that a lot more yet.
Where's Paul though?
I can't believe he wore that. But yeah, if you want though, we can move on here, talk about the next thing, which is Joel Embiid, the reigning MVP. He's been cooking lately. Wait, what were you saying?
Didn't win MVP, by the way.
Hey, I mean that's I guess neither here nor there, but but I don't know. I think the last like 12 games, I think he scored 30 in all but one, and I think he's got double digit rebounds in all but one too. So like, I guess I'll ask you. My question I was gonna ask is, do you think Embiid will go back to back as MVP? But obviously, you just said how you felt about last year. So do you think he will win it this year?
Last year, I feel like Jokic should have won.
I agree with you. I will say that.
I don't care about voters fatigue. That shouldn't be a thing. Yeah. That should work. But I'm not going. Embiid looking like he about to win MVP. He's playing about to win MVP. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been hooping, but it's a lot of players this year that's been playing really good. Jokic, he's consistently doing the same thing, like consistently just. It's like Russ with the triple double. It's like we got used to it, but it's not normal. Like what Jokic is doing isn't normal. I think what's Kevin Durant shooting? 50, 50, 89, but that's 90, so he's really shooting 50, 50, 90. Like keeping them afloat. Not that much of Devin Booker. No Bradley Beal. Who else? I'm not gonna say Shai's winning MVP, but Shai's up there.
I mean, Luka is probably in there too. Tatum.
Luka, Tatum. Yeah, I was gonna say Tatum next. Curry was, but they're not winning that much.
Yeah.
Maybe
Halliburton a little bit. I mean, he probably won't win it, but he's in the
conversation. But you're saying conversation.
Yeah, he can be in there.
You could throw his name in if you want to, but especially after the in-season tournament. But overall, I feel like those names, the other names, like the Tatums, Lucas, KD, Embiid, but Embiid I don't think he's going to win back-to-back. If he wins back-to-back, I'm going to be mad because he shouldn't win back-to-back. Yeah. Embiid having more MVPs than Kobe, that doesn't sit right with me. Embiid having the same amount of MVPs as Kobe doesn't sit right with me either. But, I just had to, I had to say something about Kobe.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, I will say, though, see, someone made a conversation like that about, I think I was talking about, like, Gobert, and, like, because he's played well to start the year defensively, and they're like, maybe he could win Defensive Player of the Year. And I know how you feel about Gobert, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's hard, like, I feel like it shouldn't be based on, like, oh, well, this guy doesn't seem like a guy who deserves this many of this award type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Steve Nash has more MVPs than Kobe. Is Steve Nash better than Kobe? No. Like, and Steve Nash is my second favorite point guard ever. Actually, I like him more all time than Kobe. I do. But the point is, like, he's not better than Kobe Bryant. So, like, I think with if Embiid won MVP, even if he won like the next two or something, and he wins like three MVPs, let's say, or four, I don't know if we're gonna sit here and say he's a better player than Nikola Jokic, who we've already seen doing it like on a cheat code type of level. But I don't know. I think he's playing deserving of it, especially with the Nuggets kind of struggling lately. And Jokic. I mean, we'll kind of get into it in the next topic here, but like Jokic has kind of had like a rough like last couple weeks, whether it's he's just not shooting well or other external factors. But Embiid has been consistent. He's been kind of dominating. So I think he very well could win a back-to-back MVP. But I agree with you. I don't know if he deserved last season over Jokic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you have anything else you wanted to add about that, or you want to
I
move
was,
on?
I was just, I was just on there. Yeah.
Yeah, Embiid bored you. Uh,
Yeah, bro. He shouldn't win. He shouldn't win MVP. I don't like Embiid winning MVP. That's not it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want us to sound like a hater, but I know I do sound like one, but I don't care. I don't.
well,
No.
we will see how it all transpires. But if you want, we can talk about an incident with who you think should have won MVP last year, Nikola Jokic against my Bulls the other day. Literally got ejected for probably the most ridiculous thing ever. Even the Bulls commentators like Stacey King and Adam Amin, they were like, "That's terrible. That's awful." Like they were even saying it's awful. So, and I don't even get really like what happened because he kind of said a little bit something to the ref. 10 seconds goes by and then he's like, "All right, you're out of here." So it's like it was confusing. But like, do you think we need to start finding the referees for making these sort of mistakes?
Yes, and yes, some more. The referee said that Jokic said something that he shouldn't have, something like that. But bro, I don't
Yeah,
ejected, bro. Ejected, bro. Like literally, they need to interview the refs after the games. Literally, bro. Like
facts.
the need a media thing. They need to ask these call like fine, yes, like fine. And I'm talking fine like the players get fined. I don't care if the players make more money. I need to see them get fined 25,000, 50,000 for what they're doing. Cause there's no way, bro. Why? What are you ejecting Jokic for? Like the ejections. I'm about to just list some stuff off that just makes me mad at the refs because I always go on the rant.
Good.
Jordan Poole, Jordan Poole,
Mm.
him throwing the ball to the ref, rolling it. He got ejected for that. Just stuff throughout the seasons. When Jason Tatum slammed the ball, you remember that?
I remember too when he did one where he just clapped like he was upset
Yeah,
that he got a foul and they called a tech. I was just
that's what
watching
I'm
that the
saying.
other day.
And then Steph got ejected for talking to his teammate. I mean, not ejected, but Steph got a tech for talking to his teammate.
Mm.
It's just so many things, and it's like for what? You know, like LeBron doing it, he's not getting a tech.
Yeah.
Like LeBron does that, he's not getting a tech. And then it's LaMelo. LaMelo came, laid the ball up. The ref had like put his hand like he was going by. The ref put his hand like on Melo's stomach. Melo like grabbed his hand and moved it. And he called a tech on Melo. Like, are you calling a tech because Melo don't want you to touch him, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really
Yeah.
about to call the Melo ball doesn't want your hands on him? That's ridiculous. That's really ridiculous, bro. So, I,
You know what's crazy too is that like there was you can tell how much the referees have changed because I remember watching a game like 10 years ago. It was my Bulls against the Mavericks and we had Carlos Boozer. He got an M1. He turned around and he did like a
yeah,
yeah, punched the
yeah,
ref like crazy. He didn't call a thing. Because
yeah,
he knew it was like, you know what? Like, he was just in the moment. He didn't mean to hit me. But
yeah.
imagine doing that today. You're ejected. You're probably suspended. Like, that's
And
sad.
people, and each tech you get, that's a fine.
Yeah.
So
Like,
every tech, you're losing money. You're losing
mm.
thousands of dollars, and you're letting another person dictate how much money you bring home to your family. That's crazy. Like
And most
that's
of it,
just
too,
crazy.
is because of the challenge rule, which I think is still messed up. Like, they added a second challenge if you get one right. But, like, it should just be if you get the challenge correct, you keep it until you lose it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you shouldn't like even if you make 10 mistakes, like then that's the ref's fault that they're making 10 mistakes. Don't blame the coach for that they only get like or don't penalize the coach that they only get like two chances to challenge it if the ref sucks at their job. All right?
yeah.
So,
And then it's oh my gosh, especially with the LeBron thing, I feel like that should have just like it's at the end of the game. How do they not overview that? Like, how can't they look? Why can't they look
oh,
at
you're
that?
talking about the Celtics one last year, whatever.
Yeah, last year, like
Mm.
when LeBron when he got his arm grabbed, and then Patrick Beverly. I feel like when Pat showing him that was petty. I'm not gonna lie, but
Mm.
that was definitely worth him showing. Like the meme was funny. First off, that was hilarious. But that was like real. It's like I in real time, I know you heard him. I know you heard the smack. Like think about it. It's think about it when you're playing basketball because that's where they're playing basketball. Like think about being courtside. You're a ref. You're standing right there. LeBron, he's strong, goes up. He gets smacked. Jason Tatum came from here. He smacked him down. That's. I know you heard it. I know you heard it. It's impossible not to hear that.
Yeah.
Impossible.
I, they
Impossible.
they just gotta start penalizing these guys because I'm like honestly like and I hope it doesn't happen, but I feel like if they keep doing this, like eventually one of these days, like you're gonna get a player that like just doesn't care, and like he is gonna take it out on the referee. You know, like you don't want to. Nobody wants to see that. The league doesn't want to see that. So just fine them.
I
So then when they see the last 2 minute report and they see, oh yeah, they missed this play or something like that, like rather than them getting upset, they'll know like, okay, they got fined, they got interviewed, and now they look like an idiot. So I don't know. I it's just bad. But if you want, we can move on here to the next topic, talking about Minnesota, the Timberwolves. They just gave someone a contract on their G League team, and that is Lance Stephenson.
oh yeah.
So now he's gonna get a chance for their G League team, and maybe if things go well, maybe he could get called up to the actual team. I don't know if that'll actually happen, but do you think that the Timberwolves should give Lance Stephenson a chance? Maybe.
Do I want to see Lance Stevenson in the NBA? Yes. Yes, I do. But am I gonna like from a non-biased standpoint, like based off how we've seen him play, I'm gonna say no. Like like looking at his production, I'm gonna say no. But because it's Lance Stevenson, yes. And it's a G League team. So like the G League, yes. G League, I'm not yes. Without a doubt. Do you know how old he is? Is he 34?
He's probably like 30. He probably is about 33, 34 or something like that. He came in like 2010. I think he was an older rookie. So yeah.
Mhm. Okay, however old he is. I feel like my bad.
You're good.
I feel like G League, yes. NBA, give him a 10-day. He's
Yeah.
not Isaiah Thomas. He's hilarious. Because anytime something happens, like see, like I saw that this one thing people were saying, like the NBA needs to file a restraining order against him. Like it's like really funny, bro. Anytime something happens, like you see Isaiah Thomas, bro, talking about I stay ready. But nah, I feel like Lance Stevenson, bro, like without a doubt, like G League, he's deserving of that. Like he very well could have gotten better. Maybe not athletic wise, but shooting wise, you could no matter how old you are, you can become a better shooter. You know, so I feel like that right there. Um, what else? Like,
Well, not only a shooter, but also a better like decision maker too. Like he
oh,
never was known. Well, I shouldn't say never, but I think outside of that year with like Indiana and maybe like 1 year with Charlotte, he never was really known as like a prime passer, really.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So like if he can contribute that and maybe show like, hey, like I can move the ball, play like a 2-3, maybe give some energy in the locker room because realistically, Patrick Beverly brought him energy a few years ago, and maybe they might think, hey, even if he's not playing, if he can just be that presence in the locker room, maybe we could call him up for that.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know if that's what he's looking for though. I think he really wants to play.
Yeah. Mm.
You know, like I feel like maybe he's had those opportunities to be a vet, even though he is viewed as childish. You know, maybe, but that's just his on the court antics. But like maybe, maybe that's he's had those opportunities and he just hasn't taken them just because he wants to be out there playing. He doesn't want to be a locker room guy. So that's probably why he signed to the G League because he wants to play. You know,
Yeah.
so but I would love to see Stevenson play though. Like I would like love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I think it'd be fun to see him make another NBA comeback. And then he'll probably end up on the Pacers again after the Timberwolves because he always ends up going back there.
Oh yeah. Oh, always want to face it.
But yeah, anyways, if you want, we can move on here to the mini game, the special mini game segment.
Let's get it.
Now you're ready. All right, so it's called the NBA Fast Money mini game. So basically, how it works is I don't know if you've ever seen Family Feud, but at the end of the game, when a team wins, they'll do like a fast money thing. There'll be like
Yeah.
5 questions, and they have like 25 seconds or so to get it. Everything's gonna be NBA based. And it's all based on survey answers. So you got to try and think like the average person. I'm going to give you, though, instead of 25 seconds, I'm going to give you 60 seconds. So like 1 minute. And if you don't know, you could always say, let me pass. I'll come back to
Yeah.
the question at the end if there's time. And we're going to see how many points you get. All
Do you
right.
have a fake?
What'd you say?
Do you have a fake mustache?
Me? Oh, yeah, I do. Just recently got it from Party City. Um,
Okay. It's Steve
anyways,
Harvey.
all right. So are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. I'll count you down, and also let me also preface if I say like give me a current player or give me an NBA player or something, but I don't specify current or former, then it could just be any NBA player all time.
Okay.
Okay. Or same thing for a team, but I
Yeah.
there's no questions about former teams on here. I'll tell you that. Okay. So you're ready?
I'm ready.
All right. In five, four, three, two, one. Give me an NBA team with the color yellow in their logo.
The Indiana Pacers.
Okay,
No.
g-
Okay, okay, go.
give me a popular NBA player with the last name Brown.
Jalen.
Okay, give me an NBA player that's won the skills challenge before.
Hmm. I'm gonna say.
You could pass if you don't know.
I do know. I just want to say Chris
You only
Paul.
got.
Good answer.
Okay, who'd you say?
Chris Paul.
Okay, next one. Give me an NBA team that Michael Beasley played for.
The Bucks. No, the
Okay,
Heat. I'm saying Heat.
okay. Give me an NBA player that has red hair.
Uh, Dennis Rodman.
Okay, you got it with about 10 seconds remaining. Um, that was crazy. Okay. Um,
Bro, look. Why do I feel like freaking Chris Paul didn't win the skill challenge after I said that?
well, we're gonna see. So, all right. So
Okay,
the
Jason Tatum. I like people. All right, go ahead. My bad. My bad.
the first one. So, give me an NBA team with the color yellow in their logo. You said the Indiana Pacers. That was on there. That got you 11 points. Not too
What?
bad. But the number one, I know technically it's gold, but it is
I
also
know the
yellow.
Lakers.
It
I
was the
screamed.
Lakers. That would have been
That's
number
what
one. Number two
I
as well was the Warriors, and then also the Nuggets were on there too.
Okay, look, when I screamed, I said Lakers Warriors, but I wasn't thinking Nuggets. I'm not gonna lie,
Okay,
but it's
well, you still
off the
got
page.
11 points is not too bad, but the Lakers would have been a lot more.
Yeah,
Okay, so the second one, give me a popular NBA player with the last name Brown. You said Jalen Brown. That was the number one answer. So you got 25 points for that one. So you have 36 total. The other names on there were Downtown Fred Brown, D Brown, Kwame Brown, PJ Brown, Bruce Brown, Roger Brown, and Chucky Brown. A lot of interesting names. But
Uh,
so give me an NBA player that's won the skills challenge before. You said Chris Paul. He unfortunately did not win it, and he was not on there, unfortunately. So that was a
who,
0.
who was the
Um,
list?
the number one answer was Steve Nash. He won it a couple times.
Oh,
Dwayne Wade was on there, Darren Williams, Derrick Rose, Towns, Damian Lillard, Kristaps Porzingis, and then, as you said, Jason Tatum. That was only a couple points, but yeah.
bro. Look, okay, wait, I'll let you finish. I'll talk.
Okay. Fourth one, give me an NBA team Michael Beasley played for. You were thinking the Bucks, but you quickly changed it to the Heat, which was a good idea because that was the number one answer. You got 32 points on that one. So that brings you to 68 total. The Timberwolves was the number two answer, and then other teams getting answers were the Knicks, Lakers, Suns, Rockets, and Bucks. So Bucks would have been the last answer. Good thing you switched real quick. And then the fifth and final one, give me an NBA player that has had red hair. You said Dennis Rodman. Wasn't too bad of an answer because I got you 17 points. That was the number three answer on the board. Number
Really?
one, number one was Blake Griffin, and then Bill Walton as well. Now Rodman had the red hair dye, but those are natural like redheads.
Rob should, but don't care.
Other
Like,
answers were Scalabrini. Chris Kaman was on there. Dennis Johnson was on there. I had to double check that because I didn't even know that. I thought he always had like brown or like black hair, but he actually, I guess,
yeah.
had red hair. And Matt Bonner was on there too.
Oh,
So overall, you got 11 for the Pacers, 25 for Jaylen Brown, 32 for the Heat, 17 for Rodman. You didn't get any for Chris Paul, but you got 85 points in total. That's not too bad.
that's steady. Bro, that's horrible, bro.
Well, okay, for the
That's
game, like the normal game when they do it, and like they try to get 100, but like 85 is not that far off, you know. It's not the worst. It's not the worst anyone's done this season.
what's the best?
Shoot, I don't know. I think it might be my guy Clutch Talk. I think he got like 114. So
Okay,
it's not too far off. But yeah. So what were you gonna say though about the Chris Paul one? Like, because you
bro.
said,
Oh my gosh. Look. I wanted to say Jason Tatum, but I just didn't want to switch my answer.
mm,
So look, Jason Tatum. I was thinking because I watched that one, but the Kristaps Porzingis one, I know it wouldn't have been that many points. I was thinking Steve Nash too. I know that was the number one answer, but I look I just said that because all the people I thought of, I said the one that didn't win.
yeah. If you would have said Steve Nash, that would have been really good because I think that would have. I don't know if that would have put you in first right now, but that would have put you like right up there.
Bro, how did Chris Paul not win, bro?
He's going against Steve Nash
D,
and Dwayne Wade.
yeah, D Wade. I was gonna say D. I was gonna say Dwayne Wade, Kristaps, and Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna,
I feel like at least like when I think of this skills challenge, I think of probably Nash, Wade, and then like a lot of the bigs because they won recently, like Cat and Porzingis and stuff. I think Bam
yeah.
too, but he wasn't on here actually.
I remember Tatum pulled up from half to win it.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's why I remembered it, honestly. Like, that was crazy. But
But
again, like I think it was.
uh, wait, what did you say?
I think he did it against Trey Young.
I think so, yeah, or something like
But
that.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, overall, I mean, still not too bad of a performance. You'll have a chance to redeem yourself at a later date. Trust me, you'll be good. Um, and actually, we have breaking news right now as the show is happening. I feel like we should touch it a little bit, but the NBA is apparently suspending Draymond Green indefinitely.
Huh?
He's suspended indefinitely, according to Woj.
You're lying.
I'm not lying at all. Nope. He's suspended indefinitely. I'll literally send it to you after this, but it's yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that.
Bro. Bro.
What do you
When they
think?
go come back?
When do I think he'll come back? I don't know. He'll
Do you
if I had to
think he'll be back
guess, he'll
before
probably
the
get
all
he might come back before All Star break. Is that like? I feel like he'll get like 25 games as well, just like Ja. Honestly,
25?
I mean, saying something like this is kind of I
I
don't
ain't gonna
know.
lie.
I thought it'd be like 10 personally,
Dang.
but yeah, that's crazy.
It's 10 games is a lot of games. I'm not gonna lie to you.
10 is a decent amount, but for Draymond, probably not too much. But yeah, I mean, I guess we could talk about that more off the air. But again, appreciate you coming on the show. That was kind of just crazy. Again, a pretty
Yeah.
solid performance and an overall a W episode. You got any final thoughts before we close this thing out?
Final thoughts. Not much. You know, I got interrupted a couple times. You know,
You did.
but final thoughts. I feel like just to recap, Jokic, the little slouch that he's quote unquote slouch he's been on. You know, shooting wise. You know,
Mm.
not to his standards. It's a little bit of a slouch. So I feel like that is something that's gonna change. The Clippers are gonna be second round. I think they're fakers. I think they're pretenders, not contenders. Definitely pretenders. Don't let the 5 game streak fool you. Feel me? Draymond Green, he be tripping. Kevin Durant for MVP. Kevin Durant Finals MVP. Kevin Durant Defensive Player of the Year. Kevin Durant first team on defense. Kevin Durant NBA All NBA first team. Kevin Durant Finals MVP. If I didn't say that already. Kevin Durant Rookie of the Year. Kevin Durant Coach of the Year. I don't know
Oh
what
my
to say.
gosh.
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant.
Jesus. And this
Oh yeah.
episode is not sponsored by Kevin Durant.
It's
My goodness. But anyways, again, appreciate you coming on. Hopefully you had fun going through the topics. I thought it was again a W episode. And again, hope you guys enjoyed at home. Again, thank you guys for watching, and we're out. Peace.